Squawk, squawk, fellow sorrowers. Another Decomposing the Demiurge entry here. This time we're going to be covering the Babadook. Okay, amazing film. As are, in my opinion, all the ones I've covered so far, being starting with the Joker, Jigsaw, Pennywise, Brave Little Toaster, and the one just before this was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But the Babadook, very particular, very on the nose. That's going to be the common pun I'm going to use from now on, because it is, every one of them are. So straight away, and first of all, you'll hear almost like grasshoppers in the background. Because the Archons are insectoid. Okay? Mechanical, artificial, digital, insectoid entities. Okay? That's why they've done this, because there's nothing about the Babadook that looks insectoid or anything like that. They just want to get that into your subconscious. That noise, you'll hear it again in a moment. You hear it? And as per usual, of course it's a clown. Why wouldn't it be? You see the face? So again. Oh, one more time, I won't miss this time. That's the Demiurge being portrayed in yet another movie. So it enters her orally, and from that point on in the film, she's possessed. And she enters a downward depraved spiral until she tries to murder her own child. Always about the children. Every one of these films, when they're portraying Demiurge, they'll also be portraying the hunt, death, and harvesting of children. I wonder why. So, there's a storybook in this film. I'm going to get to it and play it. Someone reading it out. But we're going to break that down, okay, together. One moment. Right then. Just more emphasis on evidence here. That we're dealing with the Demiurge in recent horror cinema.
A reading of Mr. Babadook. Written by Jennifer Kent. If it's in a word, or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. If you really are a clever one, and you know what it is to see, then you can make friends with a special one, a friend of you and me.
If you really are a clever one and you know what it is to see, well, they're speaking about you and me, aren't they? That's who they're speaking about. The ones with their pineal gland activated, with their third eye open. Because that's what the one eye symbolism is. With the false light. Okay. And the door, the vortex to the cube. where this thing resides. And you can make friends with a special one. You see, it pretends to be your friend. Pretends to be your god. The only friend you'll ever need, right?
His name is Mr. Babadook, and this is his book.
Sorry for all the jaggedness, I'm doing both at the same time. Mr. Babadook, and this is his book, yeah? His book, his story, yeah? The way that the book, the Bible, along with many other texts, has been tampered with, altered with, lies. A lot of truth in it too. A lot of truth. I'm going to use this lockdown to start reading my Bible once again. But whether it be the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Torah, the Babylonian Talmud, the ancient green tablets of Thoth, it doesn't matter. They know that it would mean so much to so many, and so they have fucked with it. Just like Mr. Babadook does in his book. His
A
history.
rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks.
3 is a spell, okay? Subconscious hypnotism.
Babadook, Dook, Dook. That's when you'll know that he's around. You'll see him if you look. Babadook, Dook, Dook. This
If you look, you will see. If you search, you shall find. That's all that is.
is what he wears on top. He's funny, don't you think?
He's funny, don't you think? Funny? What, you mean like a clown? Is that what you mean? Do you think that's what they meant?
See him in your room at night, and you won't sleep a wink. Let me in!
Got the tear dog in the corner there. The Canaanite. Let me in. Archons want to be let in, but you have to let them in. They can't let themselves in. It's what demons need.
I'll soon take off my funny disguise. And once you see what's underneath, take heed of what you've read.
Funny disguise. Like grease paint, maybe. Yeah? Like makeup. It's a mask. It always wears the mask. And the one it loves wearing the most, will like it never fit, because it's not a face, it's a mask, is that of the one true creators. It pretends to be him. And it always will pretend to be what it's not.
You're going to wish you were dead.
Wish you were dead to get out the cycle rather than repeat and be reincarnated through the soul trap upon this prison planet.
For those who think that's just for kids, this thing is not for me. I urge you not to say those words. Please take this seriously.
Okay, again, it's speaking about discernment, isn't it? So for those of you that think this is just for kids, what it's speaking about, or at least my take on this, is for those of you who are organic portals and believe this is this kind of thing that I'm trying to teach you, that you're listening to, and that you teach me in return in your comments. We're all trying to learn from each other, right? So this is speaking to the ones that think this is just for, you know, the weirdos, the creeps, the freaks. Yeah? The ones that are a bit too out there, a bit too heavy. That's what Archons want the most. They want these things, these NPCs, these organic portals. No, no, no. Can't be dealing with that. That's just life. You know? It's not that complicated. All that live fast, die long, die young bullshit. Yeah? The Demiurge loves these vessels because they're exactly that. And they're very easy to enter. So that's why when you don't take it seriously, the demons, the Archons, and you believe, nah, this stuff isn't for me, then you are for it more than any other.
Duck, duck, duck. There's just no way you're off the hook.
Hook? Like a scythe, perhaps?
If you're all
I know you all know all this, but I'll point out for anyone that doesn't.
grown up when you read this book, and you snub your nose with a civilized look,
Organic portal reference once again.
you'll appeal even more to the big Babadook. Let me in!
So it grows bigger, larger, stronger in its power towards the ones that overlook this shit. This giant toilet of which this thing resides in, being the matrix that is placed upon the earth, the world over the earth. They let it in because they believe the trick that it pulled to convince us that it doesn't exist.
And this is what he'll say. I'll wager with you. I'll make you a bet. The more you deny me, the stronger I get.
You see? And I don't remember that bit either.
Then you'll be my puppet, my plaything, my pet.
Plaything, toy. Like a jack in the box, like a balloon. Animal. Yeah? The clown's toys. And then once you're under archontic influence, that's right. That's right. It attacks the children. Just like in every other Decomposing Demiurge entry I've done so far. See the Saturn over the eye.
I'll make you do things you'll be sure to regret.
Remember, Archons are parasitical, and the Demiurge is the chief Archon, and it would still parasite off its own kind. You have to remember that. And never forget it. So, the blackened out, hollow people of this world, the psychopaths feeding the empaths, the Archons feed on the psychopaths, and the Demiurge feeds on the Archons. Yes, that's the pecking order. That's the food chain. To them. But we are the sustenance. And once it's done with you, this is what it makes you do to yourself and the ones around you. Everyone else.
You cannot get rid of me.
See, the Demiurge truly believes that, but it wouldn't have to state it if it was true, would it? Same as saying, I am. That's why I can't stand I am. If it was, it wouldn't need to tell you that it was, would it? Because you'd know it and feel it.
Dare to look me in the face. Try to put me in my place. I will cause you so much strife.
Dare to look me in the face, because its face is not its own. And you show it when you look into its with yours.
You are trespassing in my house.
In the name of Jesus Christ, be gone, that kind of thing. Tell them they're trespassing, because they are. You know, by the power of the true Creator, leave this vessel. Leave this home. Leave this house.
But you might just get out with your life.
I use Jesus Christ because I'm trying to save time. As I say, I don't like these words like God, Christ. They mean a lot more than people believe they do. And it's not good. So I just stick with the Redeemer and the Creator. You can say whatever you want.
Whether adult or child, best to give me a home. Put the welcome mat out with a room of my own.
So that sounds like it's trying to get you to invite it. Now it isn't, and you can tell because it's wrote differently. The tone's different too. So what it would be alluring to here is be aware so it won't scare. That's basically it. That's what I take from it. Give it a home, as in put it somewhere where you know it. Don't put it inside you, right? But don't pretend it isn't there either. You know what I'm saying? As it says itself, that's how it grows. A room of its own. A cube of its own.
And accept that I'm here. And from you I have grown.
So it's speaking about the main point of where it comes from in the film, which is the mother's grief for losing her husband. Okay? And that's about right too. Archontic influence will come from you feeling blame, shame, grief, regrets. More than anything else, more than anger. I get angry all the time making these videos, don't I? But I never get hateful. That's an entirely different thing. Okay? Your anger, when controlled, can come from passion. I use that passion to make these videos. You see? But never hate. Because hate leads to the other emotions that I've just stated. And that's where this thing comes from. It awaits to take control through your vessel when you've weakened it, or it's become weakened by others.
Keep me smaller in size. I might leave you alone.
See? Keep it smaller in size. So keep your vibration high, so that this thing is lower, smaller. You see? And it leaves you alone. They will leave you alone. It works. I've been under it. And now they're under me. Dead and buried.
Talk, talk, talk. I only said might. If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook.
What's a word and what's a look, sibling soldiers? So a look would be to show, wouldn't it? And a word would be to tell. So, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and you'll get rid of the Demiurge. That I can promise you. I love you all, whether it be on the inside or the outside. Let's get rid of this thing and get to the other side of the cube.